You ever feel like you're just there? Like a ghost haunting your own life, watching them all pass you by, watching them use you, laugh at you, take everything you gave them, and leave you with nothing but the ashes of your own trust? Yeah, I know that feeling. It eats at you, doesn't it? Like a rat gnawing at your soul, bit by bit, piece by piece, until there's nothing left but regret and rage. Let me guess. You were the nice guy, huh? The one who always said, "Sure, I'll help," even when you were drowning yourself. The one who thought, if I just give a little more, maybe they'll see me. Maybe they'll care. But they didn't, did they? They just took more. They took your kindness, your time, your love, and they threw it in the gutter like it was nothing. Let me tell you something, kid. Nice guys finish last. And the only thing waiting at the finish line for people like you is a grave with your name on it. You think they'll feel sorry for you? Think they'll cry at your funeral? Oh no. No. They'll move on. They'll forget you faster than yesterday's news. Because people, my friend, are parasites. They cling to you when you're useful, and when you're not, they let you rot. You got two choices, pal. You can keep crawling, keep begging, keep waiting for scraps from the table of people who wouldn't cross the street if you were bleeding in the gutter. Or you can burn the bridges. Burn every single one of them and let them drown in the regret of what they lost when you finally walked away. You know what bridges are, right? They're connections, links. They tie you to the past, to the people who chained you down, to the version of you that let them. And as long as those bridges stand, you'll never be free. You'll keep crossing them over and over, hoping for a different ending. But the ending doesn't change, my friend. The only way out is to burn them. Burn the bridge to your old self. Burn the bridge to the people who laughed at your pain, who smiled while you suffered. Burn it all. And when the flames rise and they look across the ashes, they'll see a version of you they don't recognize. A version of you they can't control, can't use, can't destroy. You know what they fear the most? Change. Not yours. Oh, no. Theirs. They fear the moment you stop playing their game. The moment you realize you don't need them. Because when you stop caring, they lose. And that, my friend, is the sweetest revenge of all. You want them to feel what you felt? Abandoned, broken, forgotten. Then let them watch you rise. Let them choke on their own regret as they realize they underestimated you. Let them see the fire in your eyes and know that they were the ones who lit it. People like us, we don't get happy endings. We don't get fairy tales or second chances, but we get something better. We get freedom. Freedom from their lies, from their games, from the chains they wrapped around us. And that freedom, oh, it comes at a price. The price is your old self, the version of you that begged for their approval, that broke yourself into pieces just to fit into their world. That version of you has to die. And trust me, when you let it burn, when you let it all go, you'll feel something you've never felt before. Power. Power isn't about money or fame or any of that nonsense. Power is knowing who you are and not giving a damn what anyone else thinks. Power is walking away and never looking back. Power is watching them drown in the regret of what they lost, while you rise higher than they ever thought you could. So, what's it gonna be? You gonna keep being their doormat, their puppet, their victim? Or are you gonna light the match, burn the bridges, and show them what happens when they mess with someone like you? The world doesn't owe you anything, kid, but you owe it to yourself to stop living for people who wouldn't spit on you if you were on fire. You owe it to yourself to take back your power, your life, your future. So, light the match, burn the bridges, and let them drown. Because the only thing more powerful than revenge is the silence of a man who's finally free. And when they look across the ashes, when they see what they lost, they'll realize one thing. You were the best damn thing that ever happened to them. And now you're gone. You know, I've seen people like you before. Lots of them. People who were too scared to take that first step. They'd rather stay stuck in the same miserable cycle than risk the unknown. You ever wonder why that is? Why people cling to their pain like it's some kind of trophy? I'll tell you why. It's because they're comfortable with it. Yeah, you heard me. Comfortable. They know the pain. It's familiar. It's predictable. And you know what people fear more than pain? Change. The kind of change that forces you to look in the mirror and admit that you've been lying to yourself your whole damn life. You've been telling yourself that you're waiting for the right time, the right moment. That if you just hold on a little longer, they'll finally see your worth. But let me ask you this. How many times have they proven you wrong? How many times have they walked all over you, spat in your face, and left you bleeding in the dirt? And still, you keep crawling back, hoping for scraps, like a starving dog. You think that's loyalty? Nah. That's fear. Fear of being alone. Fear of starting over. Fear of what happens when you finally admit that the people you trusted the most were the ones who broke you. But here's the thing, sweetheart. Being alone isn't the worst thing in the world. Being surrounded by people who make you feel alone, now that's hell. You think they're happy? The ones who hurt you? The ones who used you? Nah. People like that, they're empty inside. They hurt others because it's the only way they can feel something. But you've got something they'll never have. You've got the chance to rise above it, to take all that pain, all that anger, and turn it into something unstoppable. You think revenge is about hurting them? No. Revenge is about proving them wrong. It's about showing them that they didn't break you, that they didn't win. It's about becoming so damn strong, so untouchable, that their words, their actions, their very existence becomes irrelevant. But here's the catch. You can't do it if you're still holding onto the past. You can't move forward if you're still carrying the weight of their betrayal, their lies, their mistakes. You gotta let it go. Not for them, hell no. For you. And letting go, it's not about forgiveness. It's not about turning the other cheek. It's about lighting that match, watching the bridge burn, and walking away without looking back. Because the moment you stop caring, the moment you stop giving them power over you, that's the moment you become free. Free to live your life on your own terms. Free to build something new, something real, something that no one can take from you. And let me tell you something about freedom. It's not pretty. It's not easy. It's messy and brutal, and it'll break you down before it builds you up. But when you come out the other side, when you stand in the ashes of your old life and see what you've become, oh, it's beautiful. You know what they'll do when they see you've changed? When they realize they can't control you anymore? They'll panic. They'll try to tear you down, drag you back into the dirt where they left you. But by then, it won't matter, because you'll be untouchable. So what's it gonna be, huh? You gonna keep waiting for them to change? Keep hoping they'll wake up one day and see your worth? Or are you gonna take that match, light it, and let the flames remind them who the hell they're dealing with? Because let me tell you something, sweetheart. The moment you burn that bridge, the moment you walk away for good, they'll finally see what they lost, and it'll haunt them for the rest of their miserable lives. Burn the bridge, watch the flames rise, and when the smoke clears, let them drown in the regrets of what they'll never have again. You know what the funniest part is? They never expected you to get this far. No. They thought you'd stay broken, small, helpless. They thought they could pull your strings forever, make you dance like a little puppet for their amusement. But the thing about broken things, sometimes they come back sharper than before. Sometimes the cracks aren't flaws, they're fault lines. And when those fault lines shift, they shake the whole damn world. Oh, they're gonna feel it, all right? When you stop playing their game, when you stop being their doormat, it'll hit them like a freight train. They won't know what to do, how to act, because the rules will have changed. The rules will be yours. And that's what they fear, isn't it? Losing control, losing their grip on you. They act all big and tough, but deep down, they're terrified. Terrified that one day, you'll wake up and realize you don't need them. That you never did. Do you know why they keep coming back, even after they've hurt you? Why they smile in your face while they twist the knife in your back? It's not because they care. Oh no. It's because they know you care. They know you'll forgive them. Take them back. Let them walk all over you. Again and again. They're not afraid of losing you. They're afraid of losing the control they have over you. The moment you stop caring, the moment you pull the rug out from under them, their whole world falls apart. And that, my friend, is the kind of revenge that cuts the deepest. Not screaming, not fighting, not trying to get even, just walking away, cold, silent, leaving them to drown in the mess they made. But let's get real here. Walking away? It's not as easy as it sounds, is it? Oh no. It takes guts. It takes strength. The kind of strength most people don't have. Because walking away means facing the truth. The truth about them, the truth about you. And the truth is, you've been lying to yourself, telling yourself that if you just hold on a little longer, if you just give a little more, they'll change. But they won't. They never do. Because people like them, they don't want to change. They don't want to grow. They want to stay the same, dragging everyone else down with them. And you're better than that. You're better than them. You just don't see it yet. You're too busy carrying the weight of their opinions, their expectations, their damn lies. But let me ask you this. When was the last time they carried you? When was the last time they gave a damn about how you felt? Exactly. So why are you still carrying them? Why are you still holding on to people who wouldn't lift a finger to save you if you were drowning? You want to break free? You want to be something they can't touch, can't hurt, can't control? Then you've got to burn the bridge. Not just to them, but to the version of yourself that let them in. Because the truth is, they didn't break you. You broke yourself by giving them the power to. And now it's time to take it back. Let me tell you what's going to happen when you finally let go. When you finally light that match and watch the bridge burn, they're gonna act like they don't care. They're gonna laugh, pretend it doesn't bother them. But deep down, deep down, it's gonna eat them alive. Because they'll know. They'll know that you're gone for good. That they can't control you anymore. That they lost the best damn thing they ever had. And that regret, that guilt, it'll haunt them. For the rest of their miserable little lives, it'll haunt them. Every time they look in the mirror, every time they hear your name, they'll remember. They'll remember the day you walked away. So, go ahead, light the match, burn the bridges, and when the smoke clears, let them choke on the ashes of the life they thought they could control. Because you're not a puppet. You're not a victim. You're a goddamn storm. And when you finally unleash it, there won't be anything left of the world they built around you. You know, there's something fascinating about fire. It doesn't apologize. It doesn't hesitate. It doesn't care what it destroys. All it knows is how to consume, how to devour everything in its path, until there's nothing left but ashes. And you've been holding back your fire. You've been dousing your flames, letting people trample over you, smother you, suffocate the very thing that makes you, you. But why? Why are you afraid to burn? Afraid of what they'll say? Afraid of what they'll think? Let me tell you something, sweetheart. They're already talking. They've already decided who you are, what you're worth, how much of you they can take before you finally break. And you've been letting them. You think they care about you? You think they lose sleep over what they did to you? Oh, no, no, no. People like them, they sleep like babies. They don't feel guilt. They don't feel remorse. Hell, half the time. They don't even remember the knife they stuck in your back. But you remember, don't you? You remember every word, every betrayal, every moment you were left standing there, wondering why you weren't enough. Here's the kicker, though. It wasn't you. It was never you. It was them. Their emptiness. Their insecurities. Their pathetic little need to make someone else feel small so they could feel big. And you let them. Oh. You let them take and take and take until there was nothing left of you. But not anymore. Oh no, not anymore. Because tonight, we're done with the excuses. We're done with the waiting. Tonight, we light the match. Look at it. That tiny little flame. Doesn't seem like much, does it? But it can bring a whole building to its knees. It can turn something massive, something indestructible, into a pile of rubble and ash. That's what you are. A flame. a spark. All you need is the courage to burn. But here's the thing about fire. It doesn't just destroy, it purifies. It burns away the lies, the weakness, the chains they wrapped around you. It clears the way for something new, something stronger, something unstoppable. But you can't do it halfway. You can't just singe the edges and hope for the best. No, no, no. You have to burn it all. Every bridge, every connection to the people who made you doubt yourself, who made you feel small. Every last thread tying you to the version of yourself that let them. Because if you don't, if you leave even one bridge standing, they'll find a way back in. They always do. They'll crawl through the cracks, slither through the shadows, and before you know it, you'll be right back where you started. Broken, defeated, powerless. But you're not powerless. Not anymore. You've got the fire in you. I can see it. You've just been too scared to let it out. Too scared of what might happen if you finally let yourself burn. Well, let me tell you what'll happen. They'll run. They'll scatter like the cockroaches they are, terrified of the flames they can't control. And the ones who stay, the ones who try to douse your fire, they'll get burned. And you'll rise. Do you hear that? That silence? That's the sound of freedom. That's the sound of a world where you don't owe anyone a damn thing. Where their opinions, their lies, their betrayal, none of it matters anymore. That's the world waiting for you on the other side of those flames. All you have to do is step through. But hey, it's your choice. You can stay here in the ashes of your old life, waiting for them to come back and save you. Or you can pick up that match, light it, and save yourself. And when they see you standing in the ashes, untouchable, unstoppable, they'll know one thing for sure. They'll know they were the ones who lost. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, what if I can't do it? What if I burn everything and there's nothing left? That's the fear talking. That's the old you clinging on, desperate to survive, even though you know damn well it's already dead. Let me tell you something about fear. It's not real. It's a lie. A story you tell yourself to keep from doing what needs to be done. And you've been feeding that story for so long, it's become your reality. But here's the thing about stories. You can rewrite them. You think the people who hurt you don't feel fear? Oh, they feel it. Every single day. They fear being exposed for the frauds they are. They fear losing the power they stole from you. They fear the moment you wake up and realize you don't need them. And when you finally light That match, when you burn the bridge to who they thought you were, their fear will consume them because they'll know they can't touch you anymore. You think revenge is about making them suffer? No. Revenge is freedom. It's standing on the other side of the fire, looking back at the ruins of the life they tried to trap you in, and knowing they can never drag you back. Because that's what they want, isn't it? They want to keep you small, keep you chained, keep you doubting yourself, questioning your worth, begging for their approval. But not anymore. Oh no, not anymore. Do you feel that? That heat in your chest? That spark? That's your fire. It's been there all along, waiting for you to let it out. And when you do, oh, they won't know what hit them. You think they'll regret what they did to you? Of course they will. But not because they hurt you. No. They'll regret it because they'll finally see what they lost. They'll see the fire in your eyes, the strength in your stride, and they'll know that they were the fools who threw away something they could never replace. But don't do it for them. Don't burn the bridges so they can see the flames. Do it for yourself. Do it because you deserve better. Because you deserve a life where you don't have to carry the weight of their betrayal, their lies, their poison. And when you finally walk away, when you finally let go, you'll realize something. You were never the problem. You've spent so much time trying to fix things that were never meant to be fixed. Trying to save people who didn't want to be saved. But now it's time to save yourself. Burn the bridges, burn the doubts, burn the version of yourself that let them take advantage of you. And when the flames rise, don't look away. Watch. Watch as the old you crumbles into ashes. Watch as the chains melt away. Watch as the fire clears the path to the person you were always meant to be. Because that person is unstoppable. So go on. Light the match. Burn it all. And when the smoke clears, when they're left standing in the ruins of what they thought they knew about you, let them see what real power looks like. Because the best revenge, it's not making them hurt, it's making them irrelevant. Hey, you're still hesitating, aren't you? Still holding on to the tiniest shred of hope that maybe, just maybe, things could go back to the way they were, that they could change, that you don't have to. Let me save you the trouble, sweetheart. They won't. And you can't keep pretending otherwise. The people you're clinging to, the ones who broke you, betrayed you, left you bleeding in the dirt, they've already moved on. They've already found someone else to lie to use, to destroy. And you're just an afterthought. You think they're sitting around crying over what they did to you? No, they're out there, living their lives, laughing, thriving, while you're stuck here, replaying the same old story in your head. But here's the kicker. It's not their fault anymore. It's yours. Oh, I can see it now. You're probably sitting there, thinking, no, it's not my fault. They're the ones who hurt me. They're the ones who ruined everything. And you're right. They did. But the reason you're still stuck here, the reason you're still bleeding, still crying, still hoping for a miracle, that's on you. You've been holding on to your pain like it's a badge of honor, like it's the only thing left of who you are. But pain? It's not a trophy. It's not a keepsake. It's a chain. And the longer you hold on to it, the tighter it gets. And you really want to spend the rest of your life dragging it around, letting it weigh you down, letting it define you? Or are you ready to break free? Because breaking free, it's not pretty. It's not easy. It means ripping out the parts of yourself that still care about what they think, what they feel, what they want. It means burning every bridge, cutting every tie, and walking away without looking back. And that's the part that scares you, isn't it? The walking away. You're afraid that if you let go, you'll have nothing left. No closure, no justice, just emptiness. But here's the thing. You're already empty. They took everything from you. Your time, your trust, your love. They ripped it all away and left you with nothing but scars and memories. So what are you really afraid of? Losing what's already gone? Or finding out who you are without them? You don't need them. You never did. What you need is to see yourself the way they fear you'll become. Strong, untouchable, unstoppable. But that version of you, it's not going to just happen. You've got to fight for it. You've got to bleed for it. You've got to burn for it. You think fire is destruction, but it's not. Fire is rebirth. It's the only way to clear the rubble, to make room for something new, something better. And yes, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna rip you apart, tear you down to your very bones. But when it's over, when the smoke clears, you'll look in the mirror and see someone you don't recognize. Someone stronger. Someone fearless. Someone free. You've spent your whole life trying to be what they wanted you to be. Trying to fit into their world, their rules, their expectations. But now, it's time to build your own. Burn the bridges. Burn the lies. Burn the version of yourself that let them in. And when the flames rise, don't look away. Watch. Watch as everything they thought they knew about you turns to ash. Because the moment you let go, the moment you step into the fire, you'll realize something they never wanted you to know. You were always the one with the power.